Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Grail Curated art auction. We got Sap and Baskek with us. How are you guys doing?
Good, good. I'm doing well.
Good.
Yeah, hopefully, some people are coming on from the Twitter space. We just had an incredible Twitter space with these two people. It's very exciting, very engaging, very interesting. So that was awesome. All right, cool. So we'll quickly go through an overview of the show here. We got
All
yeah,
right,
four
cool.
pieces up.
So we'll quickly
Sorry
go through
about
an
this.
overview of the show here.
We got
All
yeah,
right,
four
cool.
pieces
Figure
up.
out-
We'll quickly
Sorry.
go.
All right, that was embarrassing, but things to
Uh,
do.
all good, all good.
Yeah, it's perfect when you hate hearing your voice already. So to hear the double is simply lovely. All right, but let's jump into it. So we got four pieces here. The first two expiring are by Yusaf, Hypnotized and Lonely. And then the later ones by Bastic Kek Butt and Kek on Throne. These are very exciting. So I guess Saf, let's start with some of yours. Um so kind of I mean you provided kind of a description of these pieces with it, but kind of what what's kind of your thinking behind Hypnotized? What went into making that, and how kind of when did you make it? Like at what part of your life? And I'd just love to hear more about it.
Yeah, for sure. So, Hypnotize, I created not too long ago. It was a couple months ago. Being in the NFT space, it would have been like maybe 4 or 5 months at the time of me being in this space. And essentially, the piece was created kind of to symbolize my own feelings and like reflections of being in the space. Um, I feel like coming into this space, I was so excited about so many things, and I myself got hypnotized by the flashy lights and all this cool things, like the people, the connections, obviously the ETH, and everything kind of just hypnotizes you. But then I was quickly hit with the reality check when you realize some people aren't who they say they are, and it just caused me to reminded me to take a step back. And I think in the caption there as well, one of the things I wrote is "Don't let the flashing lights hypnotize you," which is just a reminder to me and everyone else who might be like rapidly joining the NFT space to just take a step back and really look at this space and strategize what you want to do before you really jump into it. So with this piece, the girl, she's wearing glasses, and if you zoom in, you can see that like they're like swirlies, or you can probably see it like this. So it's kind of like showing her being hypnotized through the glasses. And in terms of making it, all my art I create via Procreate on my iPad. I like to draw with my hand versus like Illustrator. I don't know, it just feels more natural to me. So that is how I created that one.
Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that. Entering the space, you're really just like thrown into it, and it's just one of the craziest worlds that I feel like I can safely say none of us have come close to experiencing something like that. So it's exciting, it's scary, but that's it's really cool to capture that.
Yeah.
You mentioned Procreate, Beskeg. I'm curious, do you also use Procreate to create your work? I know a lot of the digital artists in the space and just in general kind of use that platform.
Yeah. Yeah. I use Procreate for my works mostly. Um, and yeah, I think that one the Procreate I think it helps most artists today, and it changed the way artists works. It's very practical and very intuitive uh, application, I think, and it's also shaping uh, most of the artwork made, especially in digital works. Yeah, I think it helps a lot.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, maybe I'll have to download it. Maybe
It's
explore
very
kind of the cool things you guys are doing.
Also, I wanted to say, Best Keck, I love your background.
Thank you. So this is my studio. So I will I for this live I will shows my studio. Maybe later a little bit tour
Are they
studios.
digital prints or hand painted?
Yeah. So I will do the digital first, and then I print it
See.
on the linen canvas. So and then after that, I will uh, so, add like exclamation of the painting, the expressive textures on it. So can see like uh, so it's
Oh,
actually
Oh no!
oh, we lost him.
Oh no! It was just getting exciting.
Hopefully he'll pop back in a second. Yeah, we were just getting up close with the piece.
Might have accidentally clicked something as he was going closer to it, probably.
Yeah. Gotta love that technology sometimes. But I guess while we wait for that, I guess could you take us also through Lonely and kind of the
Yeah.
thoughts behind that? That one's really cool. I love the kind of dichotomy between the two people here.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so that piece, so both of these pieces, as you can see, are from my Reflections collection. And that one, essentially, like overall, the collection, I don't know if I mentioned this, but the collection is me taking a step back and reflecting my own experiences as a woman from the South Asian diaspora. And I talked about it in the Twitter space, but just recapping it for anyone who might not have been there. And yeah, so this piece essentially is me taking a step back, and this was my reflection of my experiences as the eldest daughter in like a South Asian family. And I know not everyone will understand what that means, but essentially being the eldest daughter in a South Asian family, you just have all these responsibilities, you know, to break barriers, to be the first one doing things that are outside of the family norm, such as like, I don't know, that could be something as simple as like going out late, but you know, for immigrant parents, that's not something they want like their kids to be doing. So that's one example, but it's essentially the feeling of having to break all those boundaries alone and almost wishing I had someone with me to do them with me. So like a twin or like maybe an older sister who'd have to do them and take that almost burden off of me, I would say. So that's kind of the feeling, the reflection that I gained out of that period is just feeling lonely, just reflecting back on like having to go through those experiences and the feeling of being lonely. So that's why I portrayed two women who look the same almost, but they're very different. So like twins can, you know, they have the similar features, but they're very different people. So yeah, that's that piece.
The different personalities bring you to like a different hairstyle and dress differently.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Ask X, it's great to have you back. Lost you for a second.
Sorry, sorry about that. I think I accidentally touched the leaf.
It's all good. Yeah. So yeah, you were actually taking us through something if you wanted to continue that.
Yeah. So about the how the approach on my work, I think so. It's actually first is printed, and then with some details and strokes is made using paintings and like oil bar, or it's some things like crayon but made from paints, acrylic paints mostly. So usually I did the basic using Procreate. After that, I print it on canvas, so it's on canvas,
Nice.
and then some details. I rework with painting with acrylic paints. Uh, so so this is some of the details, and there are some colors and some I think that some textures that actually still cannot be get from digital and also from printing. So I usually give additional with the painting. It's also because one of the reference that I took is using the Basquiat paintings. So I think this is one of the logical way uh, on approaching that kind of style, that kind of feelings for the audience, and also for me when I work on that. And this is also some of previous works that I made using uh, paintings. Yeah.
Cool. Actually, I have a question from the audience. And it's just, what's the process of digitizing the painting?
So the process on digitizing the paintings, I usually take the pictures of it. I think just taking picture of it and a little bit doing the calibration of the color. So I try to make it as close as possible. Uh, so I think that's a simple way. I think just photographing the painting. So it's not scanned because it's mostly I made it quite big when making the painting. Yeah, that's all. Just a simple way on taking photograph of the painting
Cool.
with enough light and also doing a calibration a little bit, especially to still give the feeling of the textures, the texture of the paint, and also the color of the painting. So I think they have uh, quite different when it's fully made in digital and compared with when it's taken photograph of the real painting. Yeah, I think that's kind of like there are several steps that I have to that have to be done if we compare to when I made the work fully digital.
Yeah. Very cool. So, the first piece, Hypnotize, has expired, but we got 2 minutes left on the Lonely piece, which is very exciting. So you got 2 minutes left to place your bids there. All right, cool. You know what I love about this auction is you guys have such different styles. Like,
Yeah.
As Kick was talking, I was like, it's so crazy how different our processes and styles are. Even
Yeah.
though we both use Procreate, it's so different.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Just these two photos side by side too. It's really
Yeah.
yeah, it's awesome. It just shows
Yeah.
like kind of just how that your journey kind of takes you in just different places, and it's really it's what makes art so cool in my opinion, that you kind of get to see like kind of you almost get to see someone's kind of experience and kind of how they think, their feelings, like all in a piece. And I think that's really cool. And I think that's kind of how people start to relate to art, because you kind of feel connected to a piece, you kind of understand where that artist is coming from or enjoy kind of what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think that's it's pretty cool. It's really awesome to have these two together. All right, so we got 1 minute left on the Lonely piece. That's Keck. We got a big fan in the crowd.
Is that one of your pieces, Basket?
Did you see it?
No, I think it went away. The picture, but I think it is. It looks like it.
Yeah, it's got that style.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
I love that.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Hi, Bonsi. Bonsi is one of my collectors on Tezos and also in Ethereum. He has 1 for 1 of my work.
Oh, cool. So, yeah, you're on
Thank
a
you
lot.
for the support.
Yeah, that's to the fans and collectors. So, yeah, Best Cake, you use a lot of different chains to kind of put your art out. I'd love to hear about that, and also staff. Like, have you ever considered using different chains, and is that something you hope to explore or interest you in any way?
Sorry, can you repeat that a little bit?
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I asked both of you guys a question, so that was a little
Okay.
confusing. But I, well, we can start with you, Beskek, and just like so, you use a lot of different chains for your work, and you kind of have in the past. Like, which ones have you used, and how has your experience kind of differed on that?
On how my works has changed. Is it?
Kind of like versus like posting on Ethereum versus Tezos and
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay.
various
Uh,
blockchains.
so I think I think this is something that only happens in when you work on NFTs. I think that you can work on different chain. I mean, like it's I don't know how to compare it with when I worked on the physical world, the physical art world. Like
Mhm.
uh, so, each chain have uh, it's different character that has been shaped by many kind of factors like the communities, how the platform that available on each chain, and also how the chains work. So I think these many factors has shaped each chain. Like on Tezos, so I first work on Tezos because the first time I introduced the NFTs, I saw Tezos have uh, have different characteristic on Ethereum. Like they are work the work you can mean with the small fees, and then many artists around me also start on Tezos, and then the way community works also very strong on Tezos. It's very visible how the communities have a focus on the on the art because at the time when I started Ethereum, I mostly see Ethereum that where people got their PFPs kind of NFTs, and then when I started Tezos, I start very cheap, I sell my work only like 4.269 pesos, and then from there I got many big audience at the time on Tezos, and then moved to Ethereum. I kind of try to differentiate between how I drop on Ethereum, how I drop on Tezos. Like on Tezos, I usually focus on how to distribute my works to as many as possible. Like I usually make a big editions for some of drops, and also I make a simple one per one for with the more affordable price for the collectors, because I sometimes find many collectors that only collect on Tezos, and sometimes I get collectors who only collect on Ethereum, or even I met some collectors that actually only collect on Bitcoin tokens.
Mhm.
So I think that can make my work become have a very variety of collectors, a very wide collectors.
Yeah,
So
makes a lot of
yeah,
sense.
and then sometimes I got some collectors who actually before only collecting on Ethereum, but because he saw that he or she saw that I also work on Tezos, so he tried to Tezos, and after that he collects not only my works but other works on Tezos, and then after that they fall in love with Tezos. So I think that's the beauty of it. Like you you have like different kind of circle, but actually they are have actually they actually have the same vision actually to collecting NFTs, not collecting the chain. They
Yeah,
are collecting NFTs, but so that's the fun of it. and each chain have its flaws, its advantage, its strong side. So
Cool.
but after all, we are on the same track. We are on the same track. That's Web3, NFTs, and the future of the blockchain, and
Yeah.
the future of the art.
Yeah. 100%. That's kick. I don't know if you saw, but there's a little bidding war going on for this piece now. Now I got 10 seconds to expire, but we just had 2 bids there. One for 0.26, one for 0.3, and then here we go. Another
Amazing.
one for 0.31. That's awesome.
So yeah, talking about the bus decade, but I think that's this work is actually made inspired from the, yeah, of course it's inspired from the crypto dickbats and the dickbats itself, the phenomenon of this archetype of the meme. I think yeah, this works is responding on that, and then twisting a bit, combining a bit, meshing up with the
Point
Pepe's.
bid. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, so this is now. Thank you for the bidders, and it's still going on. So yeah, again about these works, I think I have very personal joy on creating this, especially with the last news about the crypto dickbats. I think this last week's the floor price going up, people starting to buy for the culture, they said, for the meme, for the art, etc. So I think I am one of person who celebrated by creating this work. I think, and it's Anne.
Yep, and at 0.35. Incredible.
Congrats.
Yeah. Now
Thank
we
you.
moving on to our last piece here. 2 minutes
Yes.
to go. I guess take us through this quickly.
So yeah, Kekontron, I think this is I think visually this works again, this is a legacy of Pepe's, how Pepe's actually become one of the phenomenon, one of the iconic and most recognizable imagery on internet culture, and until now it's for the memes. I think this is one of the collective consciousness on trying to create our own symbol of culture. I think so. Pepes have a very long history actually. Because of that, yeah, for this one, I think this is also celebrating the image of Pepes on on the the NFT culture today. So yeah, in this image also I'm adding up some recognizable symbol and memes like the tungsten cube, and also the nouns glazes, and also the some I'm taking some collage of the existed Basquiat's painting. So maybe we can like also there is scattered symbols that I put on this painting. Yeah.
Yeah, the GM, the classic GM.
Yeah, of course, the classic GM.
Yeah.
It's always, I think most of my works, classic GM is always important to be put it. Yeah.
10 seconds left on this one. Let's see here. And it looks like that one will end at 0.5 as well, or not as well, but 0.5 ETH, which is awesome. Absolutely incredible. All right, guys. I mean, that was fun. That was we just ended all those lots.
Yay, that's exciting. Congrats.
Yeah. That's awesome. I definitely wanna ask you guys one more question if you have time.
Sure.
I'm kind of wondering, maybe your collectors are too, is kind of where do you kind of see yourself and kind of your art in like 5 years or 10 years? Like, first of all, who knows where the space will be? Who knows where any of us will be? But as of right now, your plan, kind of how you see it right now. Yeah, whoever wants to go.
You can go first, Fast Kick.
Okay. I think I saw about the carrot that I built uh, until now. I think I will focus, of course, with the idea of the memes culture. I don't know whether will be still. I don't think it will be always OPP because all our visual culture is also I think I it will be shifting. Of course, I will follow what the cultures and also what the set case later on uh, has shift. And then right now I'm focusing on creating many ways on distributing the works, documenting the works, archiving the works is also it's important how I develop my relation with the collectors. I think that's the most important.
Mm,
Of course, talking about what we talked about before about the secondary sales, I think uh, yeah, secondary sales can be moved by artists that always create. So I think it's different with the PFP culture where the secondary sales is always depend on the news from the teams. But for us, the artists, our secondary and also our career is depend on we are still creating or we still presenting or whether we are still developing and still keep. So I think, of course, in 5 years, I see myself still keep going, still keep grinding, keep developing my idea, my discourse on working with my works,
mhm.
uh, and also maybe the way I connect with with uh, with friends and collectors. Also, I'm thinking of making some shows, like physical and digital shows. Yeah, that's all.
That's really cool. That's exciting. Yeah. And yeah, some of your collectors want some one-on-one on Tezos. So maybe some of that in the future. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah, we'll see what the future holds.
yeah, yeah. Of course.
Yeah. Steph, so what do you I guess of course as of right now.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm working on creating pieces. It's funny that Beskek was talking about Tezos because right now I have my reflections collection that's ongoing, but
Mhm.
I'm also working on a couple pieces to launch on Tezos for the first time. I've been studying the community for quite some time, and I just love how it's more so about the art and the artist. So I think that's a place that I'm going to thrive, or I want to explore a bit more, as well as Hedera. So I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Hedera. It's a hash graph. One of my collectors actually introduced it to me and is super, super big on it. So I've been learning about that community as well, and it's pretty cool, pretty new. So I'm looking to expand onto both of those. But aside from NFTs, I want to work on some murals. Sorry about that. So I also do like custom sneakers and jackets. So I'm doing a collaboration with another artist. That's something to look out for coming out with sneakers very soon. And yeah, I want to work on some murals and potentially by the end of next year get into some more galleries. So that's kind of on my radar upcoming.
That sounds awesome. I love that. Like we are a digital space, but both of you kind of mentioned kind of the aspect, and
Yeah.
want to see like it's. I mean, the physical is exciting, the in person and meeting
Yeah,
people and kind
yeah,
of
meeting people, having wines.
exactly.
Different chatting on the computer, like typing versus seeing someone face to face, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. I think yeah, it will be you can and touching grass at the same time. I think that's what the future holds.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, guys. I mean, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us and sharing kind of your insights and your pieces with us. This was awesome.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And it was nice to meet you both.
Nice.
Definitely. Yeah. Hopefully, we can have you guys on again sometime. It'd be awesome.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it.
All right. Awesome.
Bye.
See you guys.
See you.